Senator Kennedy.
Mr. Edlow, I'm pleased we're having this hearing today, but it just seems to me the timing is bad. The house is on fire, and we're discussing new tires for the tire truck. Does a tire truck need good tires? Sure. Is that important? Of course. But not when the house is on fire. I want to talk about the house fire. I've been to the border.
45? Okay, never mind. I'll go.
I used to have a beagle. His name was Roger. I loved Roger. I cried like a baby when he died. But Roger, like most beagles, was incorrigible. About every third day, he'd run away. And eventually he'd come home, and he liked to collect roadkill. And he'd bring that roadkill into my backyard and hide it under my back porch. And the border enforcement that I've seen looks like some of the roadkill that Roger kept hidden under my back porch. Why are we having a crisis now at the border in 1 minute?
It's the administration policies that we've seen since the first day after inauguration, with the first executive order to halt deportations, with executive action to destroy, I'm sorry, not executive order, but executive order to make things easier for immigration, with the Department of Homeland Security halting deportations, with ICE guidance to return to prosecutorial discretion where only certain types of offenses can be prosecuted, can be enforced and can be put into immigration court or set for removal, where we ignore the fact that there are over 1 million people in this country with final orders of removal, none of which seem to be a priority for.
Mr. Edlow, let me interrupt you. I apologize. If we had the same policies in place today that we had on December 31st, 2020, in your considered judgment, would we be having this crisis?
No.
Did the Biden administration strike that? Let me try it another way. Did you meet with representatives of the Biden administration to talk about border security?
I can tell you that I had at least one meeting with the transition team, with Or Jadou, who was running the transition team, and I know that team met with many people at USCIS, every different department at USCIS, and same with other agencies within DHS.
Did the people, the good people on the Biden transition team express an interest in changing border policy?
I don't, based on my conversation with them, Senator, no. It was more just trying to understand what was going on and where things.
Well, did you and your colleagues explain to them what would happen if we changed border policy?
I did not, and that was not the questions that were being asked to me, but I know that others within the department did have that frank conversation with those team members.
So the members of the Biden transition team knew if they changed the border policies, we would have a crisis.
I think any change in border policy that is so extreme would result in this, and I think they had to have known that.
But they did it anyway.
Correct. Especially the withdrawal and the ending of the MPP, migrant protection protocols.
Why do you think they did it if they knew there was going to be a crisis? If they knew that people from all over the world were going to be able to walk into our country, we don't have the slightest idea who they are. Why do you think they would allow that to happen?
It could be several reasons. It could have been a tactic, a political tactic, to then come back and try to fix the border themselves. It could have also been the what we've seen time and time again, that Trump equals bad. So anything that the president would have done, the former president would have done, had to be overturned, no matter how successful and how important it was in maintaining order at the border. And that's what I see this as. President Trump did a phenomenal job of giving the right people the keys to make sure that we could we could address the crisis along the border, that we could make sure that enforcement was where it needed to be. And unfortunately, that was just derailed on January 20th.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.